Hi, welcome back to my channel. My name is Carmela. If you're new here, I would like to welcome you. Just make sure you hit the subscribe button. Also like it if you like it, and also drop a comment below. And so I'm back with another movie review, and this time it's going to be the movie Weapons. So yes, it came out this past Friday on the 8th, and I was there to see it at the movie premiere when it did open. I did go see it at the AMC. This is another horror film. As you can tell, I'm a horror fanatic. So this is a horror / mystery, okay? Now, when all but one child from the same classroom mysteriously vanish on the same night at exactly the same time, a community is left questioning who or what is behind the circumstances, also the disappearance of these children. So they said it was a true story in the movie, but actually it's not. So the writer of this film, now he's very interesting. His name is Zach Cregger. Okay, so basically he wrote it on, he lost a friend. So I'm not sure what the circumstances was, but he wrote it around that, like true life events that happened in his life. You know what I mean? The movie came out August 8th, 2025. The budget of the film was $38 million. And also the producers was Zach Cregger, Raphael Marguels, Minnie Yoon, Roy Lee, and J.D. Lishitz. So this movie is a very good movie. For me, it started out kind of slow in the beginning, but at the end, it picked up majorly and went out with a bang. Basically, it's like this Zach Cregger writer, he reminds me of the writing style. He puts you in the mind frame of Quentin Tarantino. So Quentin Tarantino wrote Pulp Fiction, okay? And it's kind of like, so the movie starts in the beginning. The beginning is like actually the end, and the end is actually the beginning. So he had me in the frame of like Quentin Tarantino, who is the writer of Pulp Fiction, Reservoir Dogs, kind of like that type of writing style, seems like a little bit, not the same exactly, but kind of like that, you know what I mean? But needless to say, this horror was really a good movie, because I'm just gonna say all of the actors were had their own story in the movie, and they all broke down each character and what part they played in this movie. How was they in it? How did they end up getting involved, with this? So this one teacher and this child, the young boy name was Alex, I believe that was his name, his name, but I wouldn't say he was no more in maybe 4th or 5th grade, the most I would give him. But he was one of them kids where I wouldn't say he was a nerd per se, but I would say he was one of them kids that you might want to pick on, because it seems like he was just like one of them kids that, I'm trying to find the right word, because he wasn't a nerd, but they did pick on him because it seemed like he was older for his age and he acted that way, but they didn't understand. These kids that was picking on him in the classroom didn't understand what this young boy, this young child was going through. So basically, I wouldn't call him a nerd. I would just say he was assertive, and he knew things were real in real life. So he was assertive and he was aware. I wouldn't say he was a nerd, but he was assertive, he was aware, he was quiet, and he basically kept to himself. And that could have made them other kids maybe a little jealous of him. if that makes sense. And then he was strong too. Like, not strong, but he was like, leave me alone. Like one of them kids, don't touch. I said stop. You know, when they would try to bully him, he would. But make a long story short, he was an aware child. The teacher, she was dealing with alcohol, she was dealing with abusing alcohol, so alcohol addiction. A lot of teachers deal with alcohol. Teachers that teach kids, a lot of them are alcoholics. So he wrote this correctly about, this teacher. Just my opinion. Now, I'm not a teacher, but I have known teachers that abused alcohol, that had an alcohol addiction, and, they were really telling me dealing with children is not, an easy thing to do. Now I'm not sure. He didn't really say what her reason was. She knew she had a problem, but she wasn't trying to do nothing to really work on it. So when those were the only two that came back that next day, it came down to either you or you must know something. So we're going to X the little boy out because he doesn't know. We're going to say she knew something because she was the teacher. So she must know why all these kids came up missing, and all at the same time. 2/17 was the time that these kids all went out the house, kind of running that way. And they basically, was nailing her to the coffin, saying that she knew something, and then all the other characters that played in it, they played their part as well too. All of these, there was a younger guy, white male. I think his name was James. He played like a meth head, or it was either crack, but I believe he was on meth, and he was like panhandling. But he played his part. The officer was dealing with the teacher, and actually he had a girlfriend, and she was nuts. Donna was nuts. She was nuts. Like, I wouldn't mess with him with a 10-foot pole, cause you never know who somebody got and how crazy they gonna get over him. You know what I mean? But make us long story short, she was the daughter of the sheriff, and that's, and the police officer, he worked there with the father, so that was his father-in-law. Mind you, he was cheating with the teacher. So he played his part, and then one of the parents of the little boy, I think his name was Matthew, that went missing, they show his part and how he played in it, But it's just like the end was the beginning and the beginning was the end. So they had to break it all up and show you. And so at the beginning it was slow. So then when you start putting the pieces, when they started showing you the pieces to the puzzle, then you was like, okay, this is what it is. So this is a good movie. I really liked it. It was a long movie. It was pretty long. I'm not sure exactly the duration time, but it was long, and it had some parts. I would say I jumped at least 3 times. And the person that I went with, he was so scared at one of the parts, he almost tore my leg off. I said, if you don't get your hand off my leg, because you digging too hard, and it was at a scary part, But I jumped at least 3 times through this movie. And it was I'm just going to say witchcraft is real, everybody don't believe in it, but whether you believe in it or not, this is going on in the world. You never know who is involved in things on the dark side. And that's what this story is basically telling you, but I don't want to spoil too much of the movie. I want you to go and see this and you tell me what you think about it. But the ending was very good. They got the auntie that came to stay with the little boy and his parents. And that's when all the trouble came. And that's when that little boy Alex, that's when he started being aware and knowing things that other kids might not know about, you know. But this is something for you to go and see, and for you to see how real and what people are doing behind closed doors. Because that writer, Zach, even though they say it was a true story, but it's not. But Zach wrote it on some things that happened in his life, which was like a friend passed away. So he dealt with that. And something around that happened. Something around that happened. But they said it wasn't a true story. In the movie, they said it was a true story, but they say it's not a real story, but it's something that the writer did experience. I don't know if he experienced in the way that he actually wrote the movie, but he did lose a friend. And, you know, losing a friend, that's the worst, you know. That's the worst, but by him writing it and putting it on pen and paper and making it what he did, this movie was really good. Very, very good. The lightning was good. The actors were amazing. All of the actors was good, you know. But on a scale from 1 to 10, I would give it an 8. An 8. Yeah, I would give it an 8, you know. But this writer, he wrote some other stuff too, but I would like to see more from him. More from Zach Cregger. I would like to see more from him, because he has something to offer. When you're writing like Quentin Tarantino on that type of level, yeah. That's all I can say is yeah, because Quentin Tarantino is one of my favorites, seriously. But yeah, if you go and check it out, see what you think about it. Once you do come back, drop it down below. If you already watched it, go ahead and drop your comments of what you think below. And thanks for watching. Make sure you subscribe and like. And I'll be back with another one, as you shall know. Thanks for watching, and have an amazing, beautiful day. Bye.